Alrighty. So, admittedly, I'm a bit late with this video, but I did that intentionally because I did want to wait for the awards to play out. And at the time I'm recording this on the day that the MVP is going to get announced. So, I guess we'll start off with the pitching staff. I'm just going to go over what I think the Pirates need and should do in the offseason versus what I think will actually happen. And then I'll also give my plans at the end for the upcoming baseball season. So, let's jump right into it with the pitching staff. Starting pitching, honestly, we know what the problem is with this team, and it is not the pitching. I went in more detail in a video earlier that I made after the Pirates season ended. So if you're interested in all those stats, go watch that. But we know what the problem is with this team, and it's not the pitching. Pitching overall was 7th in team ERA. Granted, a lot of that was because Paul Skeens pitches for this team, but still. Paul Skeens is going to come back next year. He just won the Cy Young. He's not going anywhere. Ben Cherington already said that he's not getting traded, so stop with those rumors, please. I have PTSD from that. A lot of it. Mitch Keller had a bit of a down year last year. I still like him. However, Pirates have a lot of young pitchers on this staff, and I think that if anyone were to get traded this offseason for a hitter, I think it'd most likely be Keller because he already has that big deal and he has proven in the past that he can play at a good level. So, yeah, if anyone were to get traded, I would expect it to be Mitch Keller. And then you also have Oviedo, Braxton Ashcraft, Bubba Chandler, who I've sung my praises about before. His ERA is very inflated, though. He had one really bad game where he gave up 7 runs. I think it was to the Brewers, if I'm not mistaken. Gave up 7 runs in 2 or 3 innings. But then the rest of his games, he didn't allow any more than 3. So I really like this kid. I really do. But the stats don't tell the full story. And then you also have some other guys like Mike Burrows, who has played well at times. He played well at times last year. You also have Hunter Barco, who I really like. And then some others. You also, in the bullpen, you also have Santana, who's probably going to be your closer next year. You have Matson, Machinsky, Moretta, Nicholas, Ramirez, and a lot of other guys. I'm not going to go into full details because, as I said, the pitching isn't the problem with this team for the most part. And then, of course, you have Jared Jones, who might be coming back. Who knows when he's going to come back next season, or if he'll even be the same player again. But that's something to look forward to. Now, onto this hitting. There are some guys that we know for sure are going to be back on this team next year. Mainly Horwitz, Gonzalez, Triolo, Cruz, and Reynolds. Those are the 5 guys that are, without a doubt, probably going to be on this team for sure. Horwitz, he at times was really the best hitter on this team. And look, I'll be honest, I was skeptical of the Horwitz trade at first, but seeing what's happened with Luis Ortiz over in Cleveland, I'll take Horwitz. I'll take it. The Pirates have needed a first baseman for years, and hopefully Horwitz can, continue to develop into a better hitter. Gonzalez, my problem isn't with Gonzalez, it's more so how the team uses him. They keep trying to put him at cleanup batter when Nick Gonzalez is not that kind of guy. He's a contact hitter, and he shouldn't be batting 4th in the lineup. But that's been the problem with the Pirates for years. They don't have a true power bat, and they need to find one if they're going to have any chance to do anything. Jared Triolo, he'll probably be playing shortstop, third base. He'll probably be alternating between there. And look, my only problem with Jared Triolo is that he can't be an everyday hitter in this lineup. He can't be. He's not that kind of player. He doesn't have that bat. He's a very good defensive player, but he can't hit the ball. Cruz, man, I gotta be honest, I'm disappointed. I really, really want O'Neal Cruz to be good so badly. More than anyone else, I want Cruz to be good. But he just doesn't seem like he can do it. He keeps batting 200. I think he batted 200 exactly this past season. I mean, he's a StatCast wizard. I mean, he hits the ball more than anyone else, harder than anyone else. He can throw the ball unlike anyone else. But he can't hit the ball. That's the problem. He bats 200, and then he makes the most boneheaded defensive decisions I've ever seen in my entire life. So I really don't know about Cruz. I don't know how much longer he's really going to be on this team. He's quick. He can throw it hard. He can hit the ball hard. Problem is that he doesn't make contact with the ball often, and he often swings and misses. And then Bryan Reynolds, look, he's supposed to be your contact hitter. You gave him $100 million, first player in franchise history you've done that for. But last year was not his best year. Typically, he can hit around 280. He did not do that this past season. And if you're going to pay him $100 million, you need to see more. I still like Bryan Reynolds, but he has to have a bounce back season. He really does. More than anyone else on this team, he has to have a good season next season. So, that leaves holes at catcher, third base, outfield, and designated hitter. Although, again, as I said, Triolo, he'll probably alternate between short and third. We'll start with catcher because I think that you have the fix right there on your roster already. So you have three catchers. You have Joey Bart, you have Endy Rodriguez, who missed all of last season, and then you have Henry Davis. Henry Davis has proven to be a 4A player. He is really good in AAA, can't hit in the majors, but he is very good defensively. So that's why he plays as much as he does. Joey Bart, not as good defensively, but he's a much better hitter. He's a much better hitter than Henry Davis. And Endy Rodriguez, he's had his struggles and he's had his injuries, but I do believe in Endy Rodriguez. Maybe I'm crazy for saying that, but I do believe in Endy Rodriguez. Do I think he can be an everyday catcher for this team? No, I don't think that. But I do think that he has potential to be maybe, I don't know, I could see him being once every 5 days maybe, but I definitely don't think he's an everyday catcher. So what do you do? Unfortunately, I think you have to kind of alternate between those three right now. I think that's really your only option. The catcher market is better than some of the other positions that you need. I'll get into that later. But, maybe if the Pirates can go out and sign a guy, I don't know, shoot for the stars, JT Realmuto. It won't happen. It's not going to happen. But you never know. But we'll move on to third base now, because I definitely think that's probably the biggest hole on this roster after you traded Ke'Bryan Hayes away and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is no longer with you. I think third base right now is your biggest hole. What do you do at third base? I'm going to be honest, it's not a good offseason to need a third baseman. Third baseman market is very thin. Very thin. My ideal third baseman? This is never going to happen in a million years. But I would like Alex Bregman. Again, never going to happen in a million years. But Alex Bregman, he's a guy, he'll probably get you around 20 to 30 home runs, 70 to 80 RBIs, and he'll probably bat around 270. So that's a guy that the Pirates can use, because the Pirates need to be batting better than they were last year. That much is for certain. Alex Bregman, he's 31 years old right now. He also has proven that he can win in this league. He has been on those teams that have won. So I wouldn't mind having Alex Bregman on this team. It's never going to happen. I think what's more likely to happen is the Pirates trade one of their young pitchers to get some sort of minor league prospect that'll never pan out, and then we never fill that third base hole. I think that's what's most likely to happen. I hope that doesn't happen. But I think, knowing the Pirates, that's what's probably going to happen. But ideally, I would love to see Alex Bregman on this team. He's a veteran. He has won in this league, and he can provide an offense that the Pirates don't have right now. So, yeah, I think Alex Bregman would be a very good addition to this team. However, I think it's more likely that he goes to a team like, say, I think the Cubs, are, if you ask me, are the most likely team, just because the Cubs could really use a third baseman. And on top of that, I mean, you already have Kyle Tucker over there, so they could be reunited. I think that's the most likely scenario. But I would love to see Alex Bregman in Pittsburgh. Again, probably not going to happen. Other than that, you don't have much else. I think a guy like Chris Taylor is your more likely option. I don't love that. But as I said, the third baseman market is very thin. And that leaves another outfield spot where you have a potential hole. Look, I have thrown my grievances at Tommy Pham throughout a large part of the season. I did. However, at the start of the year, he was pretty good. Towards the middle of the year, he was non-existent for the most part. However, towards the end of the year, past month or so, he really had a hot stretch to end the season. He did. So, do I want Tommy Pham back? Maybe. If it's cheap enough, I wouldn't mind having him on a 1-year deal. But no more than a 1-year deal. I think last season he played for 1 year, $4 million. I'd be fine with that price. And I think that realistically might happen. Other than that, you don't really have a ton of other outfielders that you could potentially run. I'll get into some prospects later. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's very possible you see Tommy Pham back on this team next year. And then that leaves designated hitter. In all honesty, I think the solution is obvious. I think the Pirates are going to bring back Andrew McCutchen for another year. I really do. I mean, the Pirates, they want to get butts in chairs. Andrew McCutchen, he's a franchise icon. Don't be surprised if they bring him back for another 1-year deal. And then he'll probably play designated hitter for most, if not the entire season, because that's what he's been doing for us the past couple of years. And I expect that to not change, if you want the truth. So, where does that leave the Pirates? I think that the opening day lineup is going to look something like probably Joey Bart at catcher, Horwitz Gonzalez. Third baseman is a major question mark. I have no idea what they're going to do there. Triolo he'll either be playing short or third. Reynolds, Cruz, and then probably Pham in the outfield. I don't know. Skeens obviously is going to be the opening day starter. If you want to talk about some potential things I could see happening, as I said earlier, I think it's possible that Mitch Keller gets traded from this pitching staff because the Pirates, they have a lot of young pitchers, and I don't think they intend to keep all of them. I think that they maybe want to trade a pitcher or two to get some major league bats. I think that would be the ideal scenario for the Pirates. As I said, I could see Keller going. I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Burrows gets traded, just because I think his ceiling is maybe a middle-of-the-rotation guy, maybe 4th, 5th. But, I mean, I don't think that he's ever going to be a team's ace in this league. So I think the Pirates would be open to parting ways with Mike Burrows as well. And, if they get a major league bat or two, I can't really say I'd be opposed. Now a couple prospects I am very intrigued with the Pirates. I love Connor Griffin, and you should too. Connor Griffin has been absolutely tearing up the minor leagues, and he could be on this team as early as next season. Especially if he keeps playing the way he has. I mean, he's a monster, man. I think, won minor league player of the year, something like that. He won some sort of award. He's been a monster. He's been tearing it up. And we'll see how early the Pirates want to bring him up. I wouldn't be surprised if it's as early as June, May of next year. But he's going to have to keep doing what he's doing. Which, as of right now, he shows no signs of slowing down. Other than that, I guess I don't really have much else to say. Look, I'm not expecting the Pirates to be a World Series contender or anything next year. I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs next year. But this upcoming season, I just want to see growth. I want to see growth mainly from the hitting side of things. And if the offense can if the pitching can keep doing their thing, this team, I think, could make a run for it in 2027. Maybe that's a bit hopeful. Probably is, knowing this team. But other than that, I guess I don't have much else to say, other than I probably will be doing another year of Pirates reactions, for better or for worse. I still haven't decided if I'm going to do it in the same format as I did last year, where as soon as the game is over, I just pick up my phone and hit record, give my thoughts. I don't know if I'll do it in that exact same format. I might do one after every series, every week. Still haven't decided on that yet. But we will see how things play out. But other than that, I guess that's it. I'm always going to be a Pirates fan, for better or for worse. Pirates, please, just open up the wallets a little bit. I'm not asking for much. I just want to feel something again. Other than that, that's it. Don't die.